So we all have moments when we don't feel very good about ourselves. Have you ever walked past a mirror or looked at yourself in the mirror and instantly you're drawn towards the flaws, you're drawn towards your insecurities? We all have moments like that. So how do you feel better about yourself? And more importantly, how can you feel better about yourself quickly? That's what I want to talk about in today's video, and I'm going to be sharing with you 7 tips to help you feel better about yourself. Now, before I share those tips, if you haven't done so already, make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm on a mission to post videos weekly to help normalize mental health conversations, but as well to help you feel a little bit better about yourself. Now, the first way to feel instantly better about yourself is to make some progress. Now, when we're making progress, we instantly feel a little bit more happy. When we're stuck in a rut, when we feel like we're not moving forward, when we feel like we're stuck in the same place, it of course has an impact on our mood. So doing whatever you can to make some progress will instantly make you feel that little bit better. But the problem that we have, myself included, is when we're in these ruts, when we're in this negative situation, we still think that we can take on the world. We still set ourselves huge goals and huge targets to try and hit. And when we don't do them, we beat ourselves up even more and we fall deeper and deeper into that cycle. So what I want you to focus on is small wins, small little steps that you can take every single day that will slowly start to gain momentum and lead to making you feel a lot better. The example that I always use is Lego. Lego, in fact, can be compared to our mental health because let's say you have a Lego building made up. If that Lego building then gets smashed, how are you going to repair it? How are you going to make it a building once more? There's no way that you can just snap your fingers and all of a sudden the building will appear. It's the same way with your mental health. There's no way that you can snap your fingers and all of a sudden everything will be okay. Instead, the only way you're going to make up that Lego building once more is brick by brick, one brick at a time. Slowly doing it until you've made up the building once more. And we can compare that to our mental health, and this is what we need to do. We need to make progress, but we need to take it brick by brick, small steps every day, small wins every single day. So if you're struggling right now and you don't feel good about yourself, focus on something really small to get yourself in a better mood. The second way is to focus on gratitude. When we're not feeling very good about ourselves, typically our mind will be focused on what we don't have, the lack in our lives, the negatives in our lives. But actually, we can take control of that and we can start to focus more in on what we already have, what we have to be grateful for. We can put it into a much bigger perspective. So when you're in these situations, when you're not feeling very good about yourself, instead of focusing on what you lack, start thinking about what you have to be grateful for. And the more specific you can make it, the better. Instead of obviously just saying, I'm grateful for the sun being out today, or I'm grateful for fresh water running out of my tap. These, of course, are things that we need to be grateful for. And a lot of times we don't put it into that perspective. But making it specific to you and feeling that gratitude can massively help as well. So for me, when I'm not feeling very good about myself, when I'm focusing on what I don't have, I sit down for a short period of time and I start thinking about all that I have. The family, the house that I have, the technology that allows me to create these videos, the physical movement that I have, the friends, everything that I have to be grateful for. And when I shift my attention to that, it instantly makes me feel a little bit better. I really learned to practice gratitude and the power of it about 5 or 6 years after losing my dad to suicide. And the lady who opened my eyes to it, Anne, she really kind of helped me see my dad's suicide in a different way. Leading up to that period, I was in a very negative mindset, a victim mindset of this really should never have happened to me. Why has this happened to me? And being in that place is, of course, not very good. It's not going to propel you forward. But what Anne made me realize is to look at it in a different perspective. And instead, now I look at my situation and I say to myself, it's of course sad. And I wish every single day that, my dad was still here. But equally, I'm so grateful that I had the amazing dad that I had in my life for 18 years. I'm so grateful for that I had 18 years with my dad who taught me a lot, who gave me a lot of lessons. I'm so grateful for that. And that just puts that negative situation into something a little bit more positive. It isn't natural to always think that way, but gratitude for me has been so important. The third way to make you feel better about yourself is to help others. A lot of the times helping others is in fact sometimes a selfish gain, because when we help others, it instantly makes us feel better about ourselves. Now, normally when we help someone else, it's because they're in a situation where they're struggling. And by us providing that help and them obviously thanking us and giving that affirmation that we're doing a good job, it instantly makes us feel better about ourselves. A lot of the work that I do surrounding mental health and creating these videos is a big purpose for me. It's a big meaning for me. And a lot of it comes down to wanting to help others, because when I help others, when people tell me that they've been helped by my videos or whatever I've done, whether it's a talk, an article that I wrote, it really does make me feel better about myself. But it isn't about as well having this huge purpose that you're on. It could be helping someone with their shopping. It could be knocking on your next door neighbors who are elderly and asking them if they need any help. It could be carrying a pram up some stairs when a lady is obviously struggling. There's these small little things that we can do every single day to help others, and by helping others, it makes us feel better about ourselves. The fourth way is to change your state. Tony Robbins talks a lot about this. When we're in this negative state of mind, when we're not feeling good about ourselves, we're in a state. Now, we need to do something to get out of that state. Otherwise, that state will continue to be there. And the way that we can obviously change our state is through a variety of different ways. And again, this is very individual to you. But for me, it could be as simple as getting up and going for a 20-minute run, doing a little bit of exercise. It could be a HIIT workout. It could be just dropping down and doing 10 press-ups, however many I can push out, which isn't a lot at the moment. But essentially changing your state, just doing something to get the endorphins flowing, doing something that will make you feel a little bit better about yourself, and doing something that changes that state. Chucking yourself in a cold shower is, of course, another way to change state. Or easily for me, just improving my appearance. I'll wake up in the morning, the hair will be everywhere. I might just want to sit around in loungewear and crack on with work. But actually, that doesn't make me feel very good about myself. When I take pride in my appearance, when I have a shower, when I do my hair, when I put some clothes on that makes me feel good, when I apply some aftershave, those small details actually help me change state and make me feel a lot better about myself as well. The fifth way is to be kind to yourself. There's a big emphasis on being kind to others, of showing compassion to others, of helping others. But of course, how often are you being kind to yourself? What are you doing every single day that's you being kind to yourself? Because if you're not, if you're overcritical of yourself, if you're constantly judging yourself, if you're constantly reaffirming and saying to yourself that you are not a good person, that you are not attractive, that you will not be successful, that you are not a very nice person, then of course you're not going to be in a very nice situation. So are you being kind to yourself right now? We get into this very negative cycle, and I get there myself as well, where I'm doing okay, and then all of a sudden I'll be maybe in a rut, or I'll be in a situation that I can feel my mental health isn't in a very good place. And when I'm in that period, I'm of course judging myself. I'm overcritical of myself. Now, what will happen is if I stay in that situation, I'm not kind to myself, I'm just going to beat myself up even more. I'm going to say to myself, why are you like this? You know what you need to do to get out of this. Why are you still in this situation? And beating myself up will get me negatively into that situation even more. You'll fall deeper and deeper and deeper into that hole. You might be able to obviously relate to that. So be kind to yourself. Embrace self-care. Do something that makes you feel good. Do something that you want to do. Self-care is so important. And there's a really good quote that says, self-care is not a luxury. Self-care is a priority. So focus on it and focus on you and be kind to yourself. The sixth way is to surround yourself with positive people. There's a lot of research that has shown the people that we surround ourselves with have a direct impact on how we feel about ourselves. It's really important that you find people within your social circles that build you up, that make you feel good about yourself, but also push you. For me, I've been surrounding myself with people that are at a different level when it comes to business and business success. And that for me just opens my eyes up to the potential. It makes me see what I can achieve as well. And spending time with them really kind of opens up my eyes and the opportunity. At the same time, I now spend a lot of my time with people that truly understand me, that truly get me. I can be whoever I want to be around them. And again, that makes me feel better about myself. So who are you spending time with currently? And it's very difficult in this stage because of course I'm recording this during lockdown and we don't have as much control over who we're spending time with, but it's really important that we surround ourselves with the right people. Equally, looking at your environment and the impact that your environment can have on how you feel about yourself is important too. So for example, is the environment that you're in 80% of the time an environment that builds you up, that makes you feel good about yourself? Or is it an environment that drags you down, that doesn't make you feel good about yourself? in who we're spending time with and addressing the environment that we're in is again going to massively help you feel better about yourselves. And then the last and final way, number 7, is to do something meaningful. Purpose in our lives is so important. When we wake up with purpose, when we wake up feeling meaningful, it has a massive impact on our mood. Now, a lot of people struggle to find their purpose, and what I would say is don't stress it. Your purpose will always change. If you would have asked me the question 10 years ago, what will you be doing? I would not have said I will be doing this. But now this is my purpose. In 10, 20, 30 years' time, who knows, that purpose may differ. But it's really important that you do something every day that's meaningful to you, that brings purpose to your life. And the way that I would suggest doing that is taste a lot. Do a lot of other things that you're instantly drawn towards. See what works for you, follow them through, and then equally you'll find what is purpose in your life. But when we struggle to have meaning in our life, we struggle to find meaning to continue. We struggle to find meaning to feel good about ourselves. We struggle to find meaning to do good in our lives. So it's really important that we have that purpose. So whatever you can do after this video to attach yourself to something that's very meaningful to you, it could be charity work, it could be a business that you want to start, it could be a hobby that you used to have but you don't do anymore. Whatever it is, you need to have meaning in your life to feel better about yourselves. So there we have it. Hopefully this video helped. And like I've said, the key one for me is if you're looking in that mirror right now and your mind is telling you that you're not a good person, your mind is being overly critical, it's judging you, just be kind to yourself, because this will pass. And even if you apply some of these and you get an instant hit of gratification, you feel good about yourself, and then it goes back once again. Just continue it, continue doing it, because it can get better. But of course it takes practice. There's never an overnight fix when it comes to mental health. If there was, and I knew it, I would be a bazillionaire. But thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're watching this on YouTube. Let me know what you think of the video in the comments below. And share this video on as well with someone if they need to hear it. I really appreciate you taking the time out to watch the video to the end. You are awesome. Stay safe.